Welcome to GFG Real World. This is kind of our real world, and it's just us sharing who we are, because as we created God, Family, Guns, we're real people. We live a real life, and to be quite honest, I find our life pretty darn interesting. So I've always wanted to share it, and I've been kind of looking for an excuse too. So we've created GFG Real World, and I want to take this video first and talk about, it's going to sound crazy, but it's our morning routine. Because I think our morning routine is really quite beautiful. It holds our family together. And it's not just we brush our teeth, we get up at this time. That's not what I'm talking about. To start with, every single morning I take my son to school. Now, he's the only one that doesn't drive. And it was about 5 years ago, my daughter, she was staying the night at a friend's house. And we use Life 360 so I can see where she's at. And she wasn't there. She was at a McDonald's about 3 miles away. So I called her and asked her where she was, and she said she was at her friend's house. And I knew she was lying. She swore she was, and I called her friend's dad, and he said, "Oh yeah, they're upstairs." And I said, "Was there any way you can go check?" And he went up and checked, and they weren't there, of course, so I went over there, and by the time I got there, they were back, because I think they knew they were busted. And but the very next day, I thought a lot about that day, and of course she was crying and was very sorry, and I was very upset, and because they had snuck out and gone and done something they weren't supposed to. But I realized that I really needed to just check in with her every day. So I decided I was going to drive her to school every day. It was just my check-in time with her. And for 3 years, I drove her every single morning to school, so we can check in, and we stopped by Quick Trip. If you don't know what Quick Trip is, I should do a whole video on Quick Trip. Those of you from the Kansas City area, you guys got Quick Trips, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some people jokingly call Quick Trip the eighth wonder of the world. It's a convenience store, gas station that's just awesome. It's just an incredible store. We go there every single morning. I get tea and coffee, and get them some snacks and that kind of thing, and then we head off to school and I head off to work. But now she's driving, and I drive my son every morning, and so every morning we stop by Quick Trip and we get tea and coffee and a chicken biscuit. It's just our routine. It's what we do. And then we just kind of talk about what we're going through, and I drop them off. It's an awesome time. I'm going to miss it. Next year, he'll be driving, and I'm really going to miss that check-in time. It's one of my favorite times. But then once I drop them off, I have a 36-minute drive to work, and I drive through the country the whole way. Like, I live kind of in a city/suburban area of Lee Summit, Missouri. I don't know if you know where that is, suburb of Kansas City. And I drive into the Warrensburg area, where University of Central Missouri is. But I don't go all the way to Warrensburg. I go to Centerview, which is a tiny little town. It's like 200 and something people. And that's where my school is. I'm a head of school and a principal at a Christian school there, a little tiny Christian school. A little tiny school. It's surrounded by corn on 3 sides. And then it's got a gravel road on the front side. It's a beautiful place. But I love my drive. My drive is a 36-minute drive because I'm heading away from the city. I'm going the opposite direction of traffic. And the whole time there, I'm going east, so I typically get to watch the sunrise. And it's my time in prayer. I love that time. I've gone through so much, like everybody else has. I'm human, and we go through things. And having that time to really call out to God and speak to Him when you're in trials, or just love on Him because He's your Father in good times, and make your requests known to Him. It's an awesome time. It's not the only time I pray during the day, but it's a great routine. Even when I'm worried about going to work because maybe there's something stressful going on, or it's Monday and I'm feeling the Monday blues, I always look forward to my morning, that chance to connect with my son and the chance to connect with my Holy Father. I love it, and I recommend people find those things, because that's what God, Family, and Guns is about. We're about God, and we're about family, And you got to connect with those two things. At the end of every video, we say, love God, love your family, and love guns. You know, we love God, and it's just when you have that relationship with Him, it's awesome. And then I love my family. When I have my relationship with my son, I love it. You know, having that every single morning is incredible. So I kind of make this video just about our morning routine, and I share that not because anybody cares about my morning routine, because honestly I really don't either, when it comes down to it. But this time that you have with God and the time that you have with your family, find it somewhere. Wherever you can find it, just find it. Just get it. Make it happen. No matter how busy you are, make time with your kids. Make time with God. There's only so much time on this earth. And it's so important that you connect with your family. Kids grow up so fast. I mean, goodness gracious, it seems like they were all like a day old like a week ago, and now the youngest one is almost 16 years old. It goes so quick. So find that time, because that's our time. You know, when I first get up in the morning, my wife and I, we have these two chairs in our room, and we sit there and pray. So it's not my only time in prayer, but it's definitely a time I spend in prayer, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. It changes my whole day. And at the end of the day, I know what my son's going through. You know, right now I'm already off work, and he's probably gonna be off school soon, and I already know how he's doing today. Like I mean, I can ask him how his day went, because I'm sure different things happen to him. But generally, I've already checked in with him. I already know how he's doing, and I've already checked in with my Heavenly Father as well. And I'll, you know, again connect with him later on, both those guys later on this afternoon. It's so important. So I guess I wanted to share my morning routine with you, because ultimately I'm going to encourage you to find these same things. Find time with your Father, Heavenly Father. Find time with your children. You won't regret it. And if you don't find the time, you will regret it. That I can guarantee. I can guarantee you let your kids grow up without spending time with them, checking in with them every day. You're going to regret it. And there's a point where teenagers' lives change. And I remember seeing this graph one time when I was going to principal school. It was a graph showing it was a bar graph. It showed the importance of friends and the importance of family. And under the age of 10, you know, like family was super important to kids, super important, and friends really didn't mean anything. And then by the time they're 12 years old, it completely flips. They don't care about their family anymore, and all they care about is their friends. And then it's almost too late. You know, and it's never too late to connect with your kids, but it's harder at that point for sure. It just gets more difficult from there on. So find that time, and you know, maybe your kids are already moved out, maybe they're already gone. You know, it's never too late to connect with your kids. Your kids, even if they're 50, they're going through something right now. I guarantee it. None of us are free of hardships, and your kids are the same way, regardless of their age. They're going through something right now, and if they're not going through something, they're going to go through something in the near future. I heard somebody say one time, and I believe this to be true, everybody on the planet is either in a storm, coming out of the storm, or getting ready to go in a storm, and your kids are no different. So find that time, connect with the kids. Again, the only reason we're sharing this vlog on what our morning routine is because try it. Just find time with God. Find time with your kids. You won't regret it, but you will regret it if you don't. So there you go. There's our daily vlog on GFG Real World. That's our real world.